Well, it appears the unthinkable is happening in Batman Cape Crusader. They are changing the origin story. That's right, you heard me right. They're changing Batman's origin in Batman Cape Crusader. Let's take a couple minutes to talk about what creator Bruce Timm had to say about this new origin story, what's changed, and how this could be something that carries over in other forms of the Batman. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos. We want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently so you are in the know. Well, it seems like the unthinkable could be happening in Batman Cape Crusader. It appears they are indeed going to change the origin story for Batman, but don't get your feathers ruffled yet because it's not exactly what you think. Now, executive producer Bruce Timm has recently revealed how the new DC animated Batman series, Cape Crusader, is going to take on Bruce Wayne's origin story and come at it with a bit of a new angle. Now, Batman shows have always hit a spot culturally, and the new 2024 series has people talking and will find its way to Amazon Prime coming this August. Now, Batman has a very, very rock-solid, almost untouchable comic book origin. Him and his family go to a show or a movie, typically this is thought to be Zorro. They leave the theater, wander down Crime Alley, and the Batman is created when Thomas and Martha Wayne are gunned down by Joe Chill. And quite honestly, this seems almost untouchable. Now, in a new interview with Empire magazine, Bruce Timm dove into some of these details about the upcoming Batman show and his revisiting of classic Batman mythology. Now, according to Timm, the origin story will be one of the things on Prime that they're going to take on a little differently, and how Bruce's journey begins as one of Gotham City's protectors. This is what he had to say. The slightly different take that we're doing on it is that at night, when he's lying in bed reveling the murders of his parents again and again in his head, it's so upsetting and so horrifying that the way he copes with it is he decides right there and then, I'm going to declare war on crime. And so literally from that point, even though he's 8, he's kind of Batman. Now, this is something that really kind of hasn't been explored with the character before, and in the comics, the bat aspects of the character came to Bruce when that bat got trapped in that clock and inspired him to bring fear to criminals. Now, the idea of exploring Bruce coming up with this concept of Batman at such a young age is kind of a neat new approach and something we haven't seen before. Typically, he discovers his path to vigilantism during his adult years, but if you think of the skills that Batman has, taking on Bruce's journey becoming Batman this early in his childhood kind of allows him to stand out from other animated series. Now, to be fair, this kind of concept did fairly well during that Gotham TV show, where David Mazouz played the role of Bruce Wayne, developing his future alter ego throughout the show after his parents were murdered. Now, luckily, this is not much of a diversion from the classic Batman origin story, and for fans of the character, honestly, it kinda works. They didn't change a major detail here, so I can't imagine fans would be quite upset, but I do think it opens doors to some interesting storytelling, and if they're talking about Bruce's childhood, it totally makes me wonder if we're going to get a lot of flashbacks in the series, very similar to shows like Arrow. Touching Batman's origin story could be potentially dangerous, but honestly, I like a lot of this. The origin of Batman touches a lot of people in their childhood, and I have to believe, if in the show we're connecting with this version of Bruce Wayne, who's 8 years old and has this tragedy happen, well, it'll harken many fans back to that time when they were children idolizing Batman and wondering what they would have done in the same situation. This is actually a pretty great move on the part of the show's developers and will create a different kind of connection with the character that they've really never been able to do before. I feel like this is very much what Bruce Timm was talking about, covering some of the material they really couldn't do in the original animated series because this show is more adult focused, while childhood trauma is probably not off the table. Obviously, we just have a few more weeks before Batman finally comes to Amazon Prime. It's coming our way August 1st, and we're expecting all 10 episodes on release day. It will be curious to watch this new origin story manifest, and hopefully fans dig it. And since Bruce Timm has added to Batman canon in the past, this feels like something that'll stick for a long time. But we're gonna have to wait and see.